against the world. Don't need no one to side with me. Just because you hating on me, don't mean we a rivalry. This food for thought, I know about neuroscience. See, no need for that focus spoon. This one for your mind and eat. See, I'm not trying to preach. Me, I'm just trying to reach out and let them know no giving up. Get that offensive rebound. Cause any day could be your last, and know that they will never break you long as you control the glass. The world back to this and that about your color. It's starting to feel like March for nothing. Damn, did we forget about the dream that had us stitched together? Now we breaking from the seams. No happy days, no happy days, no happy days, no happy days. I'm tired of losing all my people to the streets, you know. But it's hard out here when it's hard, you know. This how we raise. Let's go. No happy days, no happy days, no happy days, no happy days. I hope that no more of my people go away, you know. But it's cold out here, keep it cold out here. You gotta pray.
I ain't looking back on my past, I don't need the review. I'm looking forward to the future with a clear view. And yeah, they can try and walk them out, but these the wrong shoes. Can you relate to being down and out?
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour. Sure to head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Sure, check out the blog section as well. Good things happen over there at manhourradio.com. Welcome to the After Hours Here show, guys. We are going to keep it live, raw, and uncut. IFL talk just like we do each and every day, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time, right here on Facebook.com and, of course, at YouTube.com as well. So, guys, before we get too carried away, we got to welcome some people into the chat here. We got to welcome Drew into the chat. What is up, Drew? We got Gregory popping in the chat again here. What's up, Danny? What is up, Alpha Rob? What is up, Derek? What is up, Danny? The list goes on and on, guys. It is going to be a great night, great chill night here at the Man Hour. So, guys, let's go ahead and get the party started here, and let's talk about, actually, you know what, Derek? It should be Justin Herbert as MVP. Let's talk about the MVP right off the bat here, Mr. Derek Pratt. Thank you for joining into the show, man. So over here at Facebook.com, we put a poll out there of who is going to win the MVP this year. I believe we put Jalen Hurts on it, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. All, very good candidates to win the MVP. And Derek comes out and he says Justin Herbert should win the MVP. Derek, let me ask you this question. If you can respond in the chat here, definitely do so. Why do you think Justin Herbert should win the MVP? Was it because he led his team to a 10-7 record when they were supposed to win the AFC West? Was it because they made it into the wild card into the playoff as a wild card when they were supposed to be division winners? Was it because he only threw for 3,500 yards when he was supposed to be a 5,000-yard quarterback? What level do you think Justin Herbert should be a MVP? Hands down, the answer to who is the MVP, it is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick freaking Mahomes is the MVP this year. 5,000 yards, 26 touchdowns? Or no, it was it was 40-some touchdowns, right? Yeah, man, he has just been off the charts all season long. He has led his team to a 14-3 record, the best record in the AFC, the number one overall seed in the AFC, and arguably the best team in the NFL. The MVP is awarded to the best quarterback on the best team in the NFL, and that is Patrick Mahomes. That is Patrick Mahomes. He says, look at the injury that he had from the Kansas City did to him. Yeah, it basically knocked him down for about 3 or 4 weeks, right? He took that shot to the ribs, and he definitely wasn't himself. He wasn't very mobile. He couldn't really push the ball down the field, and they struggled. As a team, they struggled a lot. Also, the injuries hurt him and everything else, right? But Justin Herbert is not the MVP. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert will probably never win a MVP because the AFC alone is loaded with quarterback talent. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Kenny Pickett is up and coming, right? And then we got quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, Tua, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. There are a lot of really good quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and unfortunately, Justin Herbert was a top 10 quarterback going into this year, and now he is not even close to being a top 10. And then he says, look at the records that Justin Herbert broke, and he just got a chance to break more records. What record did Justin Herbert break? Was it some type of rookie record or second-year player record? I mean, the only record that needs to be looked at right now is Patrick Mahomes' 5,000-yard season. Patrick Mahomes is the only, he is now the leading rusher, passer, and touchdown getter in the NFL all time. And he's just 6 years in the league or whatever, right? 5 years as a starter or something. I can't remember for sure. But Patrick Mahomes is the man. He is the MVP this year. It says Patrick Mahomes is nothing. His offensive line holds everyone where they can't get him. That's why he's getting so. Oh, come on now. This sounds like a true Chargers fan. Come on. Show your fandom there, Derek. Say, I'm an LA Chargers fan and the Chiefs suck because they cheat. That is the go-to line of every quote hater out there, right? Why is Tom Brady so good, right? Because people can't sack him. When they get close to him, they throw the personal foul flag, which is true to an extent, right? But every offensive line holds. If you are not holding, you are not trying. Simple as that. If you're not holding, you're not trying. If you're not playing in that gray area, you are not trying, Mr. Derek Pratt. So just to say that Pat says Kansas City Chiefs, my Kansas City Chiefs, right there's my Chiefs Kingdom flag. You are telling me that they are the only offensive line in the NFL that holds? Come on, man. You are better than that. You know that. Tiki Simpson, welcome to the chat here. He says, or she says, hate to say it, but y'all, Mahomes has been awesome this season. I'm a Niners fan, and I think you're right. Thank you, Tiki. Patrick Mahomes has been hands down the best quarterback in the NFL. Better than Jalen Hurts. Better than Tua. Better than Joe Burrow. Better than Josh Allen. Better than anybody out there, Patrick freaking Mahomes. The only reason why Lamar Jackson won his one MVP, 3 years ago, was because Patrick Mahomes missed 3 games or 4 games when he dislocated his kneecap versus the Denver Broncos. Otherwise, he would be like a 4, 5, 6, 7-time MVP in a row. I mean, they gave it to, what's-his-face, Aaron Rodgers a couple years in a row for, I don't know, feel sorry for him because I don't know, but he definitely didn't deserve it by any means. But, yeah, come on, man. Derek also says, do you know what? Forget you. I see that what it is. You are blind. I'm not blind, Derek. Let's pull up Justin Herbert's stats. Okay, let's pull up his stats. Justin Herbert, if I could spell right, not Gerbert, Herbert. Justin Herbert's stats this season. This season, he does have 4,700 yards, 25 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, QBR of 93.2, completion percentage 68%. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Let's look at Patrick Mahomes' stats. Patrick Mahomes' stats, 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, 105 QBR ranking, 67% QBR ranking. Better in every category. Better completion percentage, more yardage, almost double the touchdowns, more interceptions, was it 6 to 12, right? Better QBR. So the only thing Justin Herbert did better than him is throw 6 less interceptions. But Patrick Mahomes doubled up your touchdowns. 20 points better in the QBR. Almost 1,000 more yards passing. Sorry, 500 yards more passing. 2% better in the completion percentage. Every category points to Patrick Mahomes there, Derek. Like, I understand you are a Chargers fan. I understand those are your boys. Pump your chest. Jim Powell says it the best. Herbert equals Rivers 2.0. Exactly. You can have all the regular season accolades you want, all these yards and passes and wins and all this other stuff, but they're never going to win. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. It's simple, cut and dry. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP this season. And if you guys think anything otherwise or anything different, Derek, I don't know if you're still in the chat here or if you have tuned out or not because I've upset you about your Justin Herbert. Tell me why you think Justin Herbert should win the MVP. When all those injuries took place for the LA Chargers this season, Mike Williams was out. Akers was nagging, right? Their tight end, can't think of his name. Like, he was nagging as well. Did Justin Herbert go out there and perform and make his team better? No, they went on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak. When a player goes down, the quarterback is supposed to elevate the rest of the play. The MVP is supposed to elevate the rest of the team's play. The only person that legitimately can give Patrick Mahomes a run for the money for the MVP this season is Jalen Hurts. And that is because he truly is the team MVP. We have seen how bad the Philadelphia Eagles are without Jalen Hurts on the field and at the helm. We've seen it. And unfortunately, it is not very, very good. Or fortunate, it is very, very bad, right? On the flip side of that coin, he did miss, 3 games, right? They did this, and this. It just... Jalen Hurts has had an opportunity to win the MVP, but it took the Eagles till week 18 to lock up that number 1 overall seed. It took them to week 18 to lock up the division. It took them, beating a team that was playing for nothing to lock up the NFC East. And to me, that is not a MVP caliber quarterback. Yes, I know he missed against the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. He missed against the Commanders, right? Who else did they lose to? Was it the Commanders? No, whoever they played second after. I can't. No, was it the Saints, right? And it just, the Philadelphia Eagles limped into the playoffs. And you can say the same thing about the Chiefs. They limped into the playoffs too, but they were winning. They were winning against division foes, teams that were looking to upset them, right? Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. Jim says, you don't get swept by the Chiefs in the West and be the MVP. Wow. Talk about some facts. Drop on those facts here. Bada bing, bada boom. It is gnarly. Mike, I can't let you in. I already started, man. I'd have to, let me see if I can resend the link and we'll get you squared away. But Jim says you cannot sweep the Chiefs in the West and be the MVP. Get swept by those. Yeah. The only way that you could get swept is if you would beat the other teams. Sweep the other teams, right? Sweep the Raiders, sweep the Broncos, and be like, 14-3. Have a 5,000-yard season. Have better yardage, completion percentage, touchdowns. But he didn't. Justin Herbert didn't. It's simple as that. He didn't. I'm trying, Mike. Relax, my man. I'm trying. I have to resend the link. See if I can do it. Because I'm on the Man Hour Facebook page and it won't let me click off right now. So give me a second, man. I'm working on it. But yeah, Jim, you are exactly right on that 100%. You cannot be swept, have less yardage. The only thing Justin Herbert did better than Patrick Mahomes this year is have less interceptions. Everybody crowned the Chargers as the AFC champions this year. They crowned them. Didn't quite work out, did it, boys? Hey, at least you're in the playoffs. At least you're playing a very hot Jacksonville Jaguars team. At least you're going to be a one and done. At least you got that going for you, right? Moving on. As I try to get my man Mike in here. We're going to talk a little bit about Tony Pollard, guys. Tony Pollard had a Pro Bowl season with the Dallas Cowboys. Zeke Elliott did not. Tony Pollard is now up for a contract or a contract extension. Basically, his rookie deal is done at the end of the day. This season, he had 1,000 yards rushing with, what was it? A couple touchdowns. Where are the yearly stats? There it is. He had 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. He broke a 57 yarder, and he averaged 5.7 yards per carry. He is going to be up for a contract at the end of the day. With all that being said, I stated a couple nights ago that he will be probably 15, 16, 17, $18 million running back. Was I exaggerating? A little bit. Just a little bit. Because let's be honest. Actually, let me ask you guys this question. Right now, if you were to pick a running back 1 and a running back 2 on the Dallas Cowboys, Mikey won't let me send you the link. Would you put Tony Pollard in as number 1 running back or Zeke Elliott? Answer me that question. Right now on the Dallas Cowboys, you are going into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you can only play 1 running back in that game. Is it going to be Tony Pollard or is it going to be Zeke Elliott? My money is going to go on Tony Pollard. I like Zeke Elliott as that 1-2 punch, right? He is great with the Tony Pollard on the field. Yes, Zeke has consistently 1,000-yard seasons. Gets better each and every year. He found the end zone for 9 or 10 straight games in a row, right? But Tony Pollard is a grungy, gritty, running SOB. Zeke has kind of lost that. I don't know if it's because he got paid. He got that $100 million, and he's like, hey, I just need to protect my body. I just need to milk this for a little bit longer. Bada bing, bada boom, get that guaranteed money. Tony Pollard's playing for his contract. Tony Pollard has earned a $15 million contract going into this off season. I might even take this one step further. I would say if you had to choose between Tony Pollard and Zeke, I would trade Zeke. There's a free agent running back out there that would be a perfect fit with Tony Pollard in the backboard in the Dallas Cowboys, and that's Josh Jacobs. I said it, and I'm standing by it. I think Josh Jacobs to the Dallas Cowboys with Tony Pollard is a great 1-2 punch. Give them both about $10, $11 million. They'll both be happy. Plus, why is Josh Jacobs so upset in Vegas? Because they're not winning. They're not winning. Zeke Elliott does have a market out there. There are teams that have some money. The Chicago Bears come to mind. I told Combs over this text just the other day. I said, hey, your Bears have like $100 million in cap space. Why don't you guys go and get Zeke? He's like, because that would be dumb. That's the Chicago Bears MO. Let's spend money and waste it. Waste it on Zeke. Get Zeke away from the Dallas Cowboys. Get Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard there, along with CeeDee Lamb. I'm just saying. Tony Pollard deserves and will get a big contract in the end. Hell, when was it 2 years ago that Zeke sit out the first 3 or 4 games of the season, and Tony Pollard kind of like showed out, and like Zeke's like, I better get back real quick. I'm going to lose my job. That was the beginning of the end for Zeke Elliott. Last year, put more foundation into the house that we were building with Tony Pollard. This year solidified it. This year, they finally put the shingles on the roof, and Tony Pollard is the guy. Running backs are a dime a dozen. You use them, and then you abuse them, and you ship them off. Zeke got the big contract. Well, he's 7-8 years in the league now, right? He got the big deal. You used him and abused him for a couple years. Mike McCarty could use him and abuse him a little bit more, but get his ass out of here. Tony Pollard's the guy now. Sorry, man. We have draft capital. Now, when I say we, the Dallas Cowboys have draft capital. Draft a running back. Use and abuse him. Give Tony Pollard that $10, $11, $12 million deal. 4 or 5 years, bada bing, bada boom, $50 million deal. Sign that rookie. Hey, there you go. I bet you right now you could get a first-round draft pick for Zeke Elliott. You could get Zeke Elliott. Hell, let's see what his value would be to, per footballvalue.com. Right now, people are saying that they would give Zeke that they would give the Cowboys a first and a third round pick for Zeke Elliott. Mike, you're a Cowboys fan. Would you do that? Would you get a first and a third round pick for Zeke Elliott, knowing that you have Tony Pollard? You can draft a running back or get Josh Jacobs, or that there are other free agent running backs out there. A.J. Dillon's a free agent. That thick-ass mofo from Green Bay Packers. 260 pounds running at you over and over and over. And you got the 1-2 punch with Tony Pollard. Good gravy. Look at that. I would do it. Jim says Jacobs needs checked next year. Will he run like that after proving his point about the fifth-year option? Josh Jacobs is kind of a dude. Let's just be honest. He led the league in rushing this year. Was it to prove a point? Absolutely. Absolutely, it was 100% to prove a point. But he is not going to get that $100 million like Zeke did or Le'Veon Bell did, right? He is going to get probably a 3-year, $9, $10, $11 million deal. He would have to prove it for 3 years, and then he will get his big deal if he's, lives up to the hype. Dallas Cowboys could give him that big deal. You get out from that Zeke contract, shifted off to the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bears. Who else is out there? Hell, the Cardinals. There you go. D-Hop for Zeke. Bada bing, bada boom. Mike says, no, you're not getting a first and a third for Zeke. That's what the current value is. What would you take for Zeke? Just a first rounder? 2 second-rounders? Give me D-Hop for Zeke. There you go. Z-Hop for D. D-Hop for Zeke. I mixed up those names real good. Maybe a third, but then you have to pick up his contract. Not going to happen. So that is a false statement there. Zeke Elliott is at least valued probably a first-round draft pick. Now, it's not going to be a top 10 by any means or 15, but to a 16th and down team that's looking for a running back, the Carolina Panthers, the Bears, Falcons, Miami Dolphins could be looking for a running back. Arizona Cardinals, I don't know if James Conner is really the guy there. Who else could be looking for a running back? The Kansas City Chiefs are looking there. They've been kind of doing a running back by committee thing, but I just Zeke is definitely worth more than a third round pick. Sorry to burst your bubble there, pal, but it is what it is. So, guys, let me know. Is Tony Pollard going to get a long-term deal with the Dallas Cowboys, or will he be onto greener pastures, per se? Will he end up in Chicago? Will he end up in L.A., or Carolina, or Atlanta, or Miami, or New York? The Jets, not the Giants. But even though, the Giants could pick him up, a nice little 1-2 punch there. Let me know. I'll be very, very intrigued to see what you guys think. But that is going to be it for the After Hours tonight, guys. A little half-hour hanging out session. Live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys, every Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. East Coast time. And, of course, 7 p.m. East Coast time with the After Hours. Tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Damn. Friday the 13th. Good luck, guys. Full moon, storming outside. Yeah, how can it be a full moon and storming outside? I don't know. Buck must be drunk. See you guys tomorrow.